Hi everyone, this is GeoWill from Productions², and today we are getting into our recording session for, or maybe our first, maybe our only recording session for our 8th Combine Insurrection Developers vlog. As you can see, we're in Hammer right now, and it probably looks a little confusing because we got stuff laying all over the place here. Well, what I'm in the process of doing is I've sketched out several. Since I guess it's out of the bag now as to what the map is, since I've got to crop off the top of the of Hammer from last developer's vlog, I've sketched out several, actually all the decks for the Combine Mothership, and I'm going through and I'm working on those this month. One change though, I want to go over real quick here is that I've decided how I work. I'm going to change how I work on the whole SC and CI as far as the whole 2-month development goes. Instead of having 1 month for each, I'm going to be working on each project in tandem, so we have 2 months of development for both SC and CI from going on from now forward. I'm only going to have 1 month for this update cycle for CI, but the next one will have 2. Just to get that kind of cleared up right now. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to get this, the floor plans, essentially the floors, the actual floors, and the walls built. And then I'm going to go back in and put in the details and whatnot later on, but I want to get the floor plans done. And I'll work a bit on this, and we'll go back down to Deck 8, the original Combine Mothership map, and I'll do a little work there, and you can see what I've been doing with that. That one's a little bit further along in terms of not only the floor plan, but also the details and whatnot. But so what we want to do is there's a room over here on my sketch that we're going to make, and then we're going to do all the rest of the stuff that's over in this area over here. So what we're going to do is this extends a little bit more than this. I'll bring this out a bit. 190. Okay, that's right, because we shrunk it down from here. Doesn't go too much further, but is a little bit more. Maybe right about here. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to take our one of our quarter share. We're going to bring this down here. I've got this whole system set up so that I can easily just plop in a piece of this mess over here and just build rooms and hallways and whatnot fairly quickly with minimal effort. So just take one of these, copy it down. Place it here. I need a wall because we are going to be trying to position the curve for the outer section here. So bring that up through there. Let's copy this one down here. Do the same thing. And it's very easy to get these set up. What you just do is take. I guess we can just take this though. Even just bring it back up here. All you gotta do is just put it on one of these walls here, and then match the other side to that wall. Then you can just pull the walls back, and instantly, nearly place things where they need to be at without having to do any complex checking of anything. So we got this here. Let's go ahead and move this wall over here. And move this wall down. Alright, we'll go ahead and hook them up too. Alright, so now this goes down a little ways, probably about where it's at right now. Where this wall's at right now. It's probably about a good place for it. Let's go ahead and bring this up. Alright, so this one is, this room uses kind of more of a, doesn't use these kind of things, it's more of just straight angles. So we're going to take this wall segment, we're going to copy it, shrink it down. Alright, should be about right there. Looks about right. Then we're going to skew it over a bit. Not too much, but a little bit. Now we're going to take this wall here again, shrink it down yet again. A little bit more this time now. And again, we're going to skew it. This one's going to be a little bit more in now, in this way. And then we're going to take our so I think that'll do. It's always tricky trying to get the spacing going diagonally. I think with that you multiply it by 2, since you're going over and up by 2. So 8 spaces is actually 16. It looks proper. Now what we need to do is we need to grab a vertical, or horizontal wall, so we're working with vertical walls. Bring it down. Really got to shrink this one. We'll have to It doesn't really matter what the wall width is, because you won't be able to tell. That's just aesthetic purposes only. Alright, so, and then from here, this wall actually will then also skew. We're essentially creating a box kind of shape. Should probably take this and more of a direct angle here. Alright, and that will hook up to another one. Which will connect from the main wall section here. So it's actually fairly close to what it looks like on my sketcher. Alright, so we got that done. Let's do this bottom. There's a room down here as well that we'll make. Need the large. Let's grab all this stuff. bring it down here. We'll do the larger ring this time. This one. Alright, same thing as did before. Use the floors and walls to position the other section. And then put the walls back where they need to be. I'll go ahead and bring this wall up here as well. Like before, extend them out. Doesn't go too far. Say probably right about there. Down, bring this over as well, and then we'll build that room. So the room comes from here, and it's pretty much just a straight wall down on this side, and the wall actually goes straight on the top section. So this goes out a bit. Maybe not quite that, well, maybe a little bit further even. Okay. This one comes down here. I want another straight piece up here. Fairly small though. About a quarter of the... That's about half actually. Probably right about there somewhere. And that will connect diagonally to this. We'll just vertex edit these. Alright. And there's that room. Okay, we can use that now for calibration of these other rooms here. Alright, so let's move these down up here for the moment. Alright, let's go and extend these. These should be the same size. Yeah. Extend these out to... Let's see. So the edge that connects these two together will start a little bit just before the edge of that. So, and there's a little bit more after that. So right about probably here. I want to do a cut here. Let's grab one of our vertical floors here. Actually, that won't be exactly precise because we'll have to deal with the walls, wall segments, the curves, as far as how the placement goes. So on the top one, we'll want these two. Actually, we'll just bring the whole thing down, so we'll have to use one of each. Alright, let's see, I need this view. I need to find the end, see the edge of this, right there. So, yeah, about right where it was at. The edge of that was at. Alright, get it positioned correctly, and then we'll bring this back. Alright, same thing here. Let's forward a bit. So it should be, what about here? So back that off, bring this over, and back this off. And we'll have the walls properly positioned. Okay, so now we need to do, or the floors rather, not the walls. We do need to add the walls though. Let's get the horizontals in, or rather verticals in first. Let me do the horizontals. Do the back walls first because those will go all the way through. There's also going to be, on this one, another cut here. So the edge of it starts right about here. Grab another vertical floor piece. And that'll go just a little ways. Up. Alright, and this actually doesn't go all the way through anymore. So as you can see, it's pretty quick building. If you use essentially pre-made parts, There are some sections though that do have to be like this that are not made of pre-made parts and have to be done manually, but for the most part the hallways and floors and everything are done with pre-made parts, and so they're easier to construct. I need to go and add these now to down here. Okay. It actually lines up pretty well. This one will go all the way through. There's no extra rooms on the bottom here. So let's drag it across, hook it up over here. And we'll grab this, bring it down. Should be close to what we need, if not exact. Alright, so the walls are up on all of these, I believe. Yep. Alright, so next, actually no, we need some more verticals up here. Almost. Not quite done. Alright, bring that down a bit. And we'll copy it over here. Alright then, next up we have the major room for this area. For that, this actually goes a little bit further. Alright, so we want to do our smaller arch here. Grab some vertical flooring. And then walls. That was actually almost right on. Damn. Alright, bring this back and bring this back. Okay, we've got that there. It doesn't go down too far. Actually, that is kind of close, isn't it? Actually, because if I'm going off of this, even though sometimes I don't exactly follow it, it should come down to here. That's where it'll start opening up into the room. Although my portions are a bit off. They're a bit larger inside the map here than they are as I drew it. Alright, so what we want to do now is we want this to come down a bit further. And we want it to be a smaller loop. Smaller arch. Let's grab this stuff. So I need it down here. This might get in the way. Get it down here. Alright, so for the upper section now we want a larger one, so bring this in. Okay. This goes straight for a little while. But it will ultimately start curving again. We'll have to get the other side so we can complete the half circle we're going to have there. So with that in mind, we need to come over here. Let's bring this over. essentially creating a small curved room off of here. So you need a vertical wall piece here. I need essentially the same arch. So let's copy paste it. Alright, kill that. Grab one of our quarters here. Alright, and that goes down. Not too far, but also not too short. Maybe right there. In the drawing, it actually comes down to somewhere in here, but like I said, the diagrams are a bit off. So what I want to do with this actually is actually want to shorten this a bit. Oh, damn. We're missing a piece. Actually, two pieces. Grab that one now and do the same process with that. Alright. Just to make this a little bit bigger. Alright, so drag this down a bit more. And now we need this arch. Alright, that goes a little ways. Grab the horizontal up here. Yeah, that one. Or no, the one above it. Some of the other stuff I've been working on the last couple of weeks has been the well, you'll see what I'm talking about here in a bit. I wanted to give my maps, or at least these maps, a little bit more of a Half-Life 1 kind of reference. Just kind of like I did with the NPC Floor 2 teleporters, which looked very much like the teleporters used in Half-Life 1. We're going to use a similar kind of directory system as was used in Half-Life 1. And you'll see what I mean here in a bit. So this goes up. So we need this. need a vertical. Shouldn't go more than about half of that. Another turn here. And that's where the other arch hooks into. So this one up here we need to extend out. I need to find the edge of this arch. Alright, now what we need to do is grab no draw first. Alright, block, arch, 12. Essentially all we have to do is we have to create a block here that uses this as the center. Alright. I guess we'll have to deal with it not being exactly proper on the sizing. Alright, so create 16. Let's actually go up to 24. So I want there to be 12 on one side. And now all we have to do is ungroup and then select our desired side and delete the rest. Boom. Then we'll regroup the rest. Alright, and this we gotta shrink down because it's gone way too far. Vertical wall. Leave them sticking out there. Then we need to grab this. And bring it over. This is essentially the indicator for an elevator. So that's actually what the map looks like once we cap off the end of this though. Okay, this actually doesn't do anything here. This is wrong. This shouldn't be like this. Should be more like that. Alright, and now it's done. Save that. Close it. Alright, so as you can see there's a lot more to this place now. I still have a couple of things to do. Essentially all it is though is just I have to do this wall here, which is going to be a half circle, and then I have a huge kind of half circle here connecting this hallway up to here, and then there's also the pathway there to do. But it's pretty much all done. Now I'm going to show you what I was talking about with the directory, if you will. And this is way different now as well, as you can tell. I scrapped the old idea for the those things that we had and decided to go with this because it looks more oppressive. I also finished working on these so they're able to be done like this but not freak out the not invalidate the brushes. But here's what I was talking about, this directory system. If you remember from Half-Life 1, when you walk in they have these things that you can follow to different areas. Well, I decided to do that but put my own spin on things and use lighted textures and color coding for the color coding sections. So essentially each one of these color codes represents to a different type of room. And also, if you have two rooms that go to the same areas, general areas, take the same direction, and we just merge the two colors together, so we'll put them side by side. But essentially what it comes down to is I have these written down. The color key, if you will. The red stripes, I guess we'll call them, are for security areas. Blue are for elevators. Green is research areas. Purple goes to an Overwatch area. Yellow, which is not here, goes to an armory. Orange goes to medical facilities. White goes to special projects. And light blue, which you don't see here, goes to combined training areas. So what I did was I started out by doing this, and I was trying to figure out how to get this to happen. And these are not models, these are actually brushes. And what I had to do was I had to actually make these into triangles because, again, it was just, they were getting invalidated left and right, and Hammer was also screwing around with things like you wouldn't believe. However, since putting them into triangles, Hammer hasn't tried to rearrange or move any of the vertices, which is interesting. I might have to cut these into triangles too then, so we can keep these from getting all messed up. If you look underneath here, it's just like a total mess on the bottom. But essentially I just started here, started cutting, determined the lengths or widths I wanted with these, and then placed them in. And we also have like a extrusion, if you will, or a protrusion for these things, so it kind of looks a little more 3D than just having a 2D object there. And these continue on, and how we dealt with this was we just tapered out the ends and made it seem as though they stopped and then restarted over here. And so what'll happen, these will go down here, and these will come around this side. And over here we have rooms 11 and 10. 11 is a special projects area, and 10 is a security area. So what will happen is that the white stripe and the red stripe will continue on this way. The rest of the stripes will come over here, we'll angle them up, and we'll fade them out, fade out the these parts here, the brackets, if you will, and then bring them in up above the other two that go this way, and then we'll bring them up along the top, back down around, and then they'll continue up this way. Now as we go this way, we come to this intersection here, and from here we have access to going this direction. Room 9, which is purple, it's a Overwatch area. Straight across goes to these two rooms, which are 7 and 8. 7 is a medical facility, so it's orange, and 8 is a research. From this way you get to 6, which is that room over here. That's also a special projects, but that's coming from the other direction. So we have the purple, green, and orange coming through here. The purple will come around this way and continue, while the orange and green will go up to the ceiling here. They'll continue around over to here, back down to this wall, and continue up around through here. The green will go this way, the orange will come over the wall again onto this section of wall and come around into the area for number 7 over there. And that's essentially how it'll work the same with this. These will come over here. All of these will wrap around this way, since everything is accessed over in here and here. We'll get over into this section here. A red for 3 and the blue for the elevator will continue down this wall. The others will wrap around up here and come down through here. The white and the green will come over to here. And one green, the green will split off here. One green will come this way along this wall and then back around here to this room. The other green will come around this way with the white. The green will end here, the white will go on top of the ceiling, then down here, and then continue over to this room. And so that's kind of just like, I wanted to take something from Half-Life and put it in here, and I figured this would be a perfect place to add something like this because the player doesn't know where the hell to go, since it's just a huge mothership, so we give them clues on where to go. And so what'll happen is that we'll have areas of this will be blocked off by shields that will be open from either Overwatch or security places. And so they'll have to follow the these bands to their locations to see if that location will open up a combined shield in another area so they can get to wherever they need to go to. And each floor will have that, except for each deck will have it except for deck 5, I believe. Deck 5 is going to be, or no, deck 4. Deck 4 is going to be a huge kind of column that you're going through. And if you remember on the our ModDB page, there's a track on there on the audio that we uploaded called Prophecy Visionary Edition or something like that. That'll be played while you're going up through this huge column structure, and you'll be able to see building of striders and gunships and other things going on while you're traveling up through to deck 2. It's a pretty ambitious idea, but I think that it will work pretty well, since CI in itself is an ambitious idea anyway. So that's all I'm going to do for right now. We'll come back and do some more later for maybe deck 5 or 6. But until then, this is GOL, and thanks for watching. Hope you found the videos entertaining, or at least somewhat interesting. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below in the comments section, and I would appreciate it if you'd subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you next time.